Health IQ Podcast, Giggles and Gains. Discover how laughter can be your secret weapon for a healthier, happier you. Let's get into it.
Today we will have a participatory episode. You may practice along with us as we explore the health benefits of laughter. Joining me at the table is Joyce Runyon, and she's also serving as crew today, along with Bobby Hockaday, and I am Brenda Bishop. Thank you, Joyce, for stepping in and helping us laugh a little today.
I think this will be a really fun episode, so I hope you guys join in and laugh a little bit with us today.
Yes. So years ago, I attended a workshop with a laughter therapist. It's a real thing. And she described her work with cancer patients in both individual and support group settings. And then she had us all walking around the room practicing laughing without jokes or stories or things, just laughing on. So I thought we would do some of those exercises today, sort of to the end. So when I got back, I thought, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And so I started doing some research about laughter and found all kinds of information about how healthy laughter is for us, not just mentally, but physically. So I thought we could go through some of that. And I do want you to know that, be aware that my favorite laugh is called the bashful roar.
Oh, bashful roar. Uh-oh.
So be looking for that at the end.
Okay.
So I keep thinking about some of the stories we've shared together of all those things that only us understand why they're so funny.
Yes.
And we can't stop laughing. And you just laugh, and you've had those times when things are just so funny and you're laughing, you can't even talk.
Yeah, your face hurts, you start crying,
Yes.
your stomach starts going, and you're like, I have to stop this. I can't take anymore.
Right. So those kinds of things. Have you noticed afterwards how you feel?
I think I just really feel relaxed. I feel like, this is a good thing.
Right. Sometimes we're a little sore because there are muscles we haven't used in a while.
Sometimes my cheeks hurt just because I laugh too much.
And research shows that when we laugh like that for a long period of time, we will actually sleep better that night.
I believe that.
So isn't that interesting? But you just feel so alive and so awake and so good after a good bout of laughter. And so I thought we'd start with just some of the benefits of laughter. And so the first is that whole thing about laughing and getting all that oxygen into our system.
Definitely.
Because that oxygen is sort of gets our organs all working just right, and we as a society really don't breathe those deep breaths that we're supposed to be breathing.
Shallow breathers.
Yes. So we strengthen our lungs by laughing, and it's almost like an aerobic exercise for us. So all that laughing also leads to feel-good hormones.
Yes.
Those endorphins that sort of are like opiates, but they're natural, that tell our brains, that our pain goes away. So tells us to be happy. It's just a wonderful drug there, this laughter. And so there is actually research on how laughter can help people be in less pain throughout the evening or the night after doing just 10 minutes of laughing exercises.
Wow.
And that's what they were doing with these cancer patients, is laughing exercises to reduce their pain levels.
That's great information.
So we talked about that oxygen, which also helps our circulation and our organs flush all their waste away. So that's another good thing about
another benefit.
Laughing is that our organs are cleaning out and getting rid of the bad stuff in there. And I can remember one of our exercise coaches, we would do these breathing exercises, and he would say, breathe out the negativity.
Yes.
So breathe out the waste products.
Yes.
And then our lymphatic system, because we're moving all those things around, they get an exercise too, and they get stronger. It helps promote digestion.
Digestion. I would have never thought digestion.
Yes. They call it the internal jogging massages our organs. So then there's a whole group of people researching the immune system that's strengthened from laughing. So, and a lot of it is because of that deep breath, but they also say it just boosts our system and fights illnesses. And so that's another reason they're using laughter with people who are fighting cancer, because their immune systems are weakened by the drugs.
Yeah, by their treatment.
Yes. So then they say it takes about 15 minutes a day of laughing to boost that immune system. So, and then we've talked about the cardiovascular health there. It's like an aerobic exercise. It makes our heart beat faster, gets our lungs are taking in more oxygen, but it also lowers our blood pressure.
Wow.
So from that aerobic part, but then also probably from the stress part that it's
reducing the stress, releasing those good chemicals in our brain.
And of course, there's some depression that's lifted just from being positive with laughter. And some people say it's an anti-aging formula.
Oh my goodness.
Because when we smile, we use less muscles in our face and frowning, and we have less wrinkles and all that kind of stuff. But so those are some of the things that I had on my list of ways that laughter is
Laughter is beneficial.
Yes.
Well, those are some amazing benefits to laughter. I was aware of some of them, but there were some that were new to me. I think for me, I laugh a lot. I laugh a lot with my husband. We have a really good time just in general. But I've never thought of laughter as like a health benefit. You know, I know there have been times in my life where I've just been like, I've been super busy and it just seemed like a frivolous thing. You know, I don't have time for someone to be silly, for someone to goof around. But when you take that time to laugh, and like you said, you know, it's a prolonged laugh. It's not a silly, you know, just a little ha-ha. It's really laughing. It's, you know, feeling it in your body and feeling it in your gut. And it improves so many things, like you said. And so I think it's just really important that, you know, maybe we need to look at laughter a little bit differently, because we know mental health is a really important issue. Everybody's concerned about it. We know that stress is a reality and we all have it. And so it just seems like a very cost-effective way to improve your health is to spend some serious time laughing. So I think those are all really great things. And some of the other things that are good for us is that it doesn't matter how you laugh. You know, you don't have to like practice the perfect laugh. You just need to enjoy your laughter and not be afraid about, oh, you know, sometimes I wheeze when I'm really laughing, and my kids give me a hard time, and they know when I'm wheezing, they're like, oh, mom's really tickled. And so it's just, you know, laugh because it makes you feel better. And it's just good to express all of those things. So it diffuses 3 of the most painful emotions, which are fear, anger, and boredom, which that's really great. It prevents and can stop conflicts. It eases tension, and it helps us to see each other's point of view better. So I will confess now that if you ever see like dad jokes on our Facebook posts, I'm probably the one who's guilty about that. And I'll see them and it'll just crack me up and I'll be laughing and I'm like, I have to put this in a post. So I'll take credit for those now.
For all the corny jokes.
For all the corny jokes. They're probably mine. But laughter is just really, really important for us. It puts us in control of our emotions. It helps us when we have challenges to be able to stop, find some humor in your situation and be able to go on, because there is always something funny even in those high stress moments. And Brenda mentioned, you know, we worked with 4-H kids for several years, and sewing workshops.
Very stressful.
High stress. You've got, what, 8, 9,
sometimes
9, 10,
11, 12.
11 everybody's on a sewing machine. You can't even imagine how hard it is to sew a straight line. And you're working with them on different levels. And we were making a pair of pants.
Oh, yes.
And we made several pair of pants, but this pants was just such a funny pair. She was done. We had the side sewn up. We were doing the inside seam. And we said, okay, sew it up. And then I just said, hey, try that on before, so we can just figure out where you need to hem it. And she came out and they looked like harem pants. I mean, the crotch was like down to her knees and she had this much leg. And it was because we had sewed it wrong on the middle. And, that was a time we could have just pulled our hair out and just said, we have to stop the workshop right now. And I know we looked at the pair of pants, we looked at the girl, we were confused, and then we looked at each other and we just cracked up. We were laughing, laughing. And the other kids were like, what is so funny? Because normally those types of mistakes are not very funny.
Yes.
Because we have to undo all those stitches. And so even in that situation, we had the potential to go a whole nother route, but we went with laughter. And it really helped diffuse all of that. So I know you have high stress moments in your life, and there's some silver lining of laughter. And I hope that you will try to find that and see that, and it will help your mental health for that day, most definitely, and give you some really good memories for the future.
Yes. Every time we think about sewing workshops, we remember that and all those hours of ripping out seams.
Yes.
I mean, we actually had a very stressful job, and that was one of the ways that we dealt with all the different stressors that
Yes.
we had, not just the kids and workshops like that, but some of the other things. We would get together and have staff meeting, and we'd be laughing at our staff meeting, when some of us might have wanted to cry. It's like, oh my gosh, this has been dumped on us now.
Yes.
But anyway, so those are some of the things that are benefits. Did you have other benefits?
So we talked about it a little bit that it makes stress be less and we enjoy the company of people more. So it kind of builds those relationships too. When you go through that situation with somebody and you can laugh about it, it helps build that relationship and it reduces your stress, which is one thing that we all need. People who laugh don't worry as much as people who don't laugh. And so that's another interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've known grumpy people. I know I have been grumpy people. And laughter just really helps reverse that. And it just gives you a lightness and a freedom to be able just to enjoy those moments, those little moments when they come across. And again, to find those funny moments in times that might not be so funny otherwise. This says that it improves your emotional intelligence. So social play is really important for kids for developing their social skills. And when they don't have those times where they can work through and laugh, that puts them at a deficit, not just as a child, but as they go forward. So laughter is really important to our kids too. And we need to think about that. I know a lot of our children's time are focused on activities or sports or things that are very, very focused and very pursuit of excellence in those things. And they need to have times to laugh.
Right.
And to just be at ease and to enjoy where they're at and the people that they're with.
Well, we used to have game night once a week when my kids were little. And that was always a source of laughter. And we, of course, had to do age-appropriate games, so sometimes even more sources of laughter.
Yes.
But, those kinds of relationships you develop with your kids that way because you're giving them some one-on-one, teaching them some skills and, allowing them to laugh at themselves and their mistakes.
Yes.
And they laughing at yourself and your mistakes.
Yes. And that's a really big thing because we're not perfect people and we are going to make mistakes. And so it's a good way to handle that. Oh, I fell a little bit short, but it's okay. And to laugh at those things in a good way. You never want to be laughing at somebody to ridicule them or to make them feel worse. So that's just important things for our kids to learn and grow with as well.
And then I think I remember reading somewhere that people who laugh a lot have more friends.
I can see that being true. I can see that being true. Just because you're more fun to be around you're more accessible. And so that is good too.
Oh, yeah. We all want to be with the positive people.
Yes.
So, have you ever heard of laughter yoga?
Not laughter yoga. No.
Well, it is a real thing. So, laughter yoga was developed by an Indian physician named Dr. Madan Kataria, I think is how you say his name, where anyone can laugh without relying on humor.
Without humor.
Without humor,
Okay.
without jokes, or without comedy.
Okay.
And so he was a researcher thinking about how laughter makes all these health benefits that we talked about.
Mhm.
But then his wife was a yoga instructor.
Okay.
And so he got to looking at the benefits of those two things. And that's when he developed laughter yoga. And you could actually go to his site and sign up for classes in
Oh my
laughter
goodness.
yoga.
Okay.
So I thought we'd try some laughter yoga today.
I'm interested. I've done yoga and I have to usually concentrate so I don't fall over. So this will be interesting.
So this is going to be laughing without a joke.
Okay.
Think you can do that?
I'm going to try.
So the first one, we're going to start by just smiling and then slowly begin to laugh with a gentle chuckle. And then we're going to increase the intensity of the laugh until you've achieved a hearty laugh. And then once we're laughing really loud, then we're
Okay.
going to bring it back down to that small little smile.
All right, let's try.
Everybody ready?
Okay.
You all join us too. So we're going to start smiling
Okay.
and then we're going to just start laughing. Now bring it back down.
Mm.
Well, what did you think?
I think you're really good.
I've practiced.
It is possible. I think you can do this. So I hope you guys joined in.
So if you had like 100 people in a room, which we did when I went to this workshop,
Oh.
and everybody doing it, it was quite amusing.
I imagine.
So another one is laughing without opening your mouth.
Mm.
So it makes more of a hum sound. So you can do that in front of your mirror or whatever, and then you might not be so embarrassed if somebody walked by. I did this class once, this program, and I was meeting a group of ladies, a sorority, and they moved their meeting to a restaurant at the last minute.
Oh, no.
And they didn't want to do those other exercises, but they would do the humming one.
They did the humming one. Well, I can understand their hesitation.
So another one that you might do is silent laughter.
Oh, it sounds like my wheezing.
So you're going to open your mouth wide and laugh without making a sound. So what did you think of that? It's hard to do that, isn't it?
Yes. Okay. Now we got to calm down.
Did you all try that one? Oh gosh, now my thing that happens when I laugh is I cry.
Yes.
So there is the vowel movements, laughter.
Vowel?
Vowel.
Okay.
So have you done your vowel movement today?
Okay, let's try this one.
So vowel sounds are like E. So you go E and I. Ooh, and you, or however you do your vowels. A, E, I, O, U.
Okay.
O, and you.
And sometimes why. Don't forget why.
And so you just make those into little
Into little
So,
bouncy moments.
One of our crew members was telling us about the ha-ha story where everybody lays down with their head on somebody else's stomach and you're in the big circle and one goes ha and everybody goes ha and then
And everybody's head's bouncing around
Yep.
and then you're laughing pretty soon.
So that sort of reminds me of that with the vowels. So do your vowel movements every day. And so we're getting low on time, so we better do the bashful roar.
Okay. Because this is your favorite.
This is my favorite.
Okay.
So you go up to somebody and you roar, "Rah!" And you go,
Okay.
so you roar and then you bashfully.
So, did you do this to Tim?
Yes, he didn't get it. But it made me laugh.
So you do a roar, and then I need to work on my roar.
Yeah, but isn't that great? And so you can imagine 100 people walking around the room going that to each other.
Yes, and then the oh my
And
goodness.
I have some of my favorite ladies who I still, every time I think of the bashful roar, I think of them and their roars.
See, the memories that laughter builds are healthy and good
Yes.
for you.
So for food for thought today, we have this quote from William James.
Okay.
It's, we don't laugh because we're happy. We're happy because we laugh. And I think this fits really well into what you were saying about the mental health pieces and how we start with maybe we're unhappy. And if we just find something and we laugh a little bit, then it makes us feel better about the situation and we laugh much
Yes.
harder.
And they work together.
Yes.
Both of those
And
things.
then
So,
we
but
feel better.
and we always have heard laughter is the best medicine. And according to all the things laughter does for you,
Yes.
it really is the best medicine. It's cheap, it's therapeutic, it's something everyone can do anywhere. And we've given you some excellent exercises to try at home, especially the bashful roar. I would love to see some of these show up on somebody's TikTok. Include Quay County Health Council,
Our Health IQ podcast.
Health
or
IQ
something.
podcast. Tag us in on those. We hope that you will enjoy laughter more now and improve your health.
Yes. And you can just use humor and jokes.
Yeah.
So
You could. but
next
this
time
is-
you hear a joke, whether you get it or not, just go out and laugh. And my husband always says, I have no sense of humor because I never get the jokes. So I just have to learn to laugh.
I don't know. I think you're pretty funny. We've had pretty funny times.
Yes, we have. So come back for our next episode and we will see what intriguing topics we'll be discussing.
Our cast of contributions this episode: host Brenda Bishop with co-host Joyce Runyon. Health IQ Podcast is executive produced by Brenda Bishop, directed by Robert F. Hockaday, produced by Robert F. Hockaday and Joyce Runyon, with additional camera support from Joyce Runyon, edited by Robert F. Hockaday. Select music provided by David Morris.
Best boy grip, Timmy the intern.
Our gaffer was the sun.
Key grip, whoever finds the keys last.
Stunt coordinator, Brenda Bishop's stunt double, also Brenda Bishop.
Our medical advisor was WebMD.
Chief Morale Officer, Chocolate Chip Cookie.
Hygiene consultant, that bottle of hand sanitizer we keep losing.
Legal disclaimer. Any medical advice given is purely coincidental and should be checked with WebMD. See previous credit.
Our Chief of Procrastination, the Cat Video Playlist.
Our motivational speaker, the coffee pot.
Our head of research, Google search bar.
Our Chief Relaxation Officer, the Nap Pod. Coming soon.
This podcast was made possible by a New Mexico Department of Health Better Together grant.
Additional information about today's topic will be on the Health IQ blog located on the Quake County Health Council's website at www.qchealthcouncil.org. Be sure to follow the Quake County Health Council on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Quake County Health.
This podcast was created solely for educational and entertainment purposes. It is not intended as a substitute for advice from a healthcare or mental health professional.